My dad said I looked fat at my wedding. I was on the phone with my dad yesterday and told him I signed up for my first half marathon. I thought it was something we could bond over because he was a marathoner back in the day. Huge mistake. Instead of saying anything normal, he proceeded to tell me he really noticed how much weight I've gained when he saw me at my wedding. We live a few states away, so we hadn't seen each other in a while. It was the first thing out of his mouth. He said he couldn't believe it was me because I looked so much heavier. He said running isn't enough, I need to watch what I eat too. This is a hugely sore subject for me. More than usual. I gained weight in the last 2 years because of trauma, depression and anxiety. My relationship before I met my wife was abusive. I was forced to exercise and had my diet controlled. I was skinny beyond a healthy weight. So I'm just now regaining a healthy relationship with my body, eating, and exercise. His cruelty hurts. What kind of father says that to their daughter? Especially about how she looked at her wedding. I can hear my dad and his GF every night, and I don't plan on telling him. My dad raised me and my brother alone, and he never really had an opportunity to date while we were still kids. We live in a house that is kind of split, so I technically live in my own apartment within the house but still in the same house, while my brother left this year for college. We have known about his girlfriend since last year. He introduced her to us this year, and honestly, she is amazing. And it's really obvious that they love each other and are really good for each other. She moved in after my brother moved out, with full support from both of us. This brings us to the problem. The house is split in a weird way, so part of my living room and bedroom are under their bedroom. I'm a bit of a night owl, and it seems like since my brother moved out, they have been going to town up there. A big part of me is like, you go dad. And honestly, it sounds like his GF is really enjoying his company, but I know all of that because I can hear all of it. But I know that if I tell him, he'll take it to the extreme because he would put me above her in a heartbeat, and I don't want him to. He deserves to be happy, and I don't want to take it away from him. I also don't want to talk to his GF because we are not there yet with our relationship, and I don't want to make her feel awkward. So I started to game and also sleep in noise-canceling headphones. I guess this will be my secret for now. Went to a prostitute, but it was pretty boring. Today, I went to a prostitute. I was really nervous and excited at the same time, but in the end it was pretty boring. I'm 24 years old virgin who have never had any experience with girls. Today I finally steeled my resolve to get rid of my virginity and called up a pretty good-looking girl. Everything was fine until I arrived to the place where there was another girl and a dude, I guess their bodyguard or something. She escorted me to a room, I paid, I got a shower, and then we started. During the whole sex I didn't feel anything. It was pretty weird, and although I was touching her awkwardly, I just didn't feel anything. I was touching her boobs and ass and I was like, okay, that's it? Unfortunately the whole atmosphere was pretty awkward and I just didn't feel any attraction toward the girl. She looked different than the pictures. I couldn't even come, so even though I paid an hour she sent me away after 40 minutes. I thought sex is glorious, something that feels amazing and have to experience it. I guess the fantasy of having sex was more exciting than actually doing. I think I should stop watching porn and hentai because it just plagues my mind. I don't think I will ever ask for any girl service. I need emotional attachment with my partner, and my wallet will also be happier. But in the end I'm still proud of myself for daring to do this whole thing. I got called creepy for putting pads in the staff restroom, and I'm fucking done. My niece left a grocery bag with a box of pads and some other stuff in my apartment last week. There's basically zero chance she's coming back within the next year. I'm a male, so the pads are useless. My girlfriend doesn't want them. I didn't ask why. So I just brought them to work, thinking either someone from staff or a client might need them. I chucked them in the staff restroom and forgot about it. Coworker asks a room of people whose they are, and I just say they're spares. She's like, did you bring them? I respond yes, said they're spares. She said something like, that's really creepy. And I got kind of upset. I had a good excuse to leave, so I just said no, and walked away. Mostly so I wouldn't say anything unprofessional. I asked my bosses/HR to basically just let her know that was unacceptable. I had no modesty concerns whatsoever about handling package of sanitation products until she made that comment, and now I feel like I'm on the back foot having to defend myself against implicit accusations of being a sex pest. They acted like they knew where I was coming from, but have said and done nothing, and I'm getting weird looks and catty comments from 2 people in particular. Most of the staff hasn't said anything one way or the other. I'm willing to leave this job over this. It's a small company of less than 15 employees. It shouldn't make me so mad, but I just feel like this is so plainly ridiculous on its face, and it feels malicious. Like I can't accept that anyone is this stupid. I'd feel better if people were vocal about this being unhinged, but either they're just trying not to gossip, or worst case scenario they also think I'm weird and just aren't being shitty about it. I don't know. I dumped my BF because his acne smells like fish. There's no way for me to say this without sounding like an utter a-hole. At first I thought I was imagining things when I'd smell fish. Not like salmon, I'm talking like literal rotten fish smell. I did some research and realized that it's his acne. I feel terrible but the smell makes me sick to my stomach. We try antibiotics, skin treatments, dermatologist etc but the smell permeates and I am physically nauseated. Sometimes the zits form around his mouth and burst in my mouth while we kiss. The pustules leak at night into pillowcases and now the bed smells fishy as well. Sometimes I even wash the cases and they still have residual smell. Last night he called asking me what he did wrong and I told him the truth. I can't bear to lie about it.